Hi, this is VirtualFab. Today we will see the VGDD-Link MPLAB X plugin for VGDD for launching VGDD from inside the IDE from Microchip. I already downloaded all the needed files in my folder. This is the plugin, these are the Lab 1 resources, and this is the setup for VGDD. Let's install it very quickly. Now that's installed, let's run MPLAB X IDE and install the plugin. Let's go to Tools menu, Plugins, Downloaded tab, Add Plugins, navigate to the folder where you downloaded the plugin, the MBM file, and open it. Install. Next, accept the license agreement. This is a not signed warning, and restart. Now MPLAB X will start with the plugin installed. Up above you see the toolbar. Let's add a new project, standalone project. We will work with PIC24 FJ256 DA210 part for this exercise. Select the compiler C16. Next, let's name you can store the project wherever you want. I made a VGDD folder in the root of my disk. Let's create a folder for the lab exercise and name the project as you want. Okay, so this is a completely empty new MPLAB X project. Let's keep MPLAB X opened and go to the settings for the VGDD-Link. Here you must say where VGDD executable is stored. It's in C program files, VirtualFab, VGDD. Okay, let's save the settings. This has to be done once. Now let's start the plugin. This will launch VGDD. This is the end license for VGDD. The first time it is displayed. Now the first time we have to configure frameworks. So let's go to select framework to use and navigate, add framework, and navigate to where you saved your Microchip libraries in various versions. Let's add the MLA, latest MLA, which is in this folder. Doc subfolder, module versions is the right one, file to point at. Let's add another framework, the MLA legacy, the latest version, in the folder Microchip. Okay, and finally let's add the Harmony framework. In the Harmony latest version, framework GFX subfolder. This is the file. Okay, so we will work with MLA. Let's select it and use framework. This will load the templates for this framework. And the last thing to do is to test if Java is correctly installed. Let's click on test, OK, and save global preferences. Now we can start new project, select the default screen size. We will work with this resolution, X616 compiler and 16-bit color depth. Okay. So a new screen, empty screen is created. Let's add a rectangle, stretching it, changing its fill property to true and changing its color to gray and apply. Let's duplicate this rectangle for the bottom. Okay, let's position it. Okay. Now let's add a static text. Position it, change its text. We can sort preferences by category. Okay, text change to the day, to the date. Oops, sorry. Okay, as you can see, it's easy to correct. Duplicate it for the time and duplicate it for the title, changing the text to current time. Resize, change the alignment and resize it. So the final change for the title. Okay, let's add the new scheme to change the color. So duplicate the default one and change the common background color by picking the gray we need from the band. Okay, apply, and then apply to the current object. Let's select the other two objects, widgets, and apply the scheme. Okay, so now let's add the static text for the temperature. We need a big font here, so let's again create a new scheme, change the font to big one. Let's click on add, select the big size, select the newly added font, and change the char set to selection to gain some memory. We need to add the character used. We will use digits, so let's add all digits from 0 to 9, one after the other. And we'll need also the dot symbol, the minus symbol for temperature display, and the degree symbol. So let's add them. Okay, and the degree, the last one. Okay, so we created, double click on the newly created font and click on apply to use it for the static text. Change the text to some temperature, the degree symbol, and resize the static text to let it to be displayed. Now we have to change the background color for the scheme to the white used on the screen. Apply, and that's it. Let's add the picture for the let's change the bitmap. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, we need the LAB1 resource file, so we need to extract from the zip file. So we navigate into that's it, Fun3. Oh yes, because we didn't save the project. We will do that now. Let's size correctly the fun symbol. You can see in the size on screen property here the actual size for the picture. Let's save. This is the project name, so we have to navigate to our created folder. It's on C drive. Where is it? Okay, VGDD-Lab1, and let's name it Lab1 as you want. This is the screen, so we now can run the wizard and see the magic of the plugin in action. let's check that it is connected to MPLAB X. Yes, the framework is selected. Select the hardware. We use this development board, which has no expansion board, and the display is the power tip. In the options, we need to, these are I'll check it because the files doesn't exist, and the MVM must be selected to let the touchscreen data to be saved. But let's click on Modify Project. This is the magic where VGDD injects all the needed files. Successfully, let's generate code for the first time. Yes, save project and generate code. This is the first generation. So no gold default font is selected. Close the wizard and let's go back to MPLAB X. As you can see, all the project is filled with the needed files. And so now we are ready to build the project. The build will take some time, and at the end we can flash it on the target hardware to see it in action. Okay, build successful. To go back, we can go back at any time in VGDD to add new screens, for example, adding a couple buttons. Oops, the wrong scheme. Okay, the default one is good. Change to function 1, for example, and let's see some screen transition between the first and the second screen. Change the radius for the button and resize a little bit it. Okay, duplicate it. Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. 2 buttons. Okay, function 2. Let's add a button on the main screen for the menu. Let's resize it, change the text, let's position it a little bit. Okay, stretch it and move it with the cursor keys on the keyboard. Now let's add an event for the released button, which is the main one for the button. Let's go to screen 2 and insert code. This is all is needed to navigate to the second screen. On the first button we can go back to the first screen as well, and in the same manner, and this is it. Transition from the first to the second and back. Save the newly created screen and generate code. This round trip can be done every time it is needed. Okay, close, go back to MPLAB X and build. As you can see, it's very easy. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.